Picture this. Under the light of a microscope, you can see so many details of our own biological system. The cells and bacteria run so smoothly, all operating simultaneously in symbiosis. Now, look up into the sky and take a look at all the stars expanding for as far as your mind can comprehend. The same concept can be applied to the galaxy we exist in, even the planet we inhabit. We have separated ourselves from our source, becoming a part of it, when indeed we are a part of it. With this one truth in mind, I would like to introduce one theory, that we are but one universe of many. The whole universe vibrates in synchronicity, forever growing and expanding, for that is life and thus energy, for it is the act of living. If there are many universes, then they are part of something even more colossal. Like say, for example, the human body, made up of many systems and microorganisms. Regardless if you believe this theory, since I don't believe I will live long enough to witness the creation of the tools necessary to properly measure something so immense, this doesn't take away from the fact that we come from the stardust in our galaxy, thus contained by the laws of nature. Imagine this. Time isn't linear. Time is a concept we invented, so we can safely assume that time as it moved forward correlates with human advancement. That includes evolution, language, and even society as a whole. Well, we all know that every surface area on Earth is a point of location, or surface area. Time is parallel to the spiral of the Earth around the Sun across the galaxy. That means you yourself are a point of location. Imagine, you even have an astrological map, a natal chart. We know that the Earth is round and it revolves in a spiral around the Sun, and that means that our seasons and even moods are inspired by the exact distance from the Sun. That means that eventually we migrated apart from our original source. Y'all remember Pangea? Do you know what DNA does when it replicates? It tries to copy as exactly as it can for fear of any variation killing off the offspring. That means that simultaneously as we migrated across the Earth's crust, as it moved and shifted, we developed better forms of communication to safely continue to survive. Some scientists even speculate we carry leftover DNA from ancient bacteria that possibly didn't need oxygen to survive until it was exposed to oxygen and developed the sac around it, becoming a cell. That means that in order to differentiate the outside world from our sense of self, we had to develop senses and attach concepts to these senses so that we could perceive what we were experiencing. That means that in experiencing time, our surface area continues to expand. So wait, this means that over time, we scattered around the Earth due to the natural laws of time, or nature. Our survival depending on reasoning together in order to survive the ever-changing landscapes, and our communication skills had to get better. So yes, you could say there is a God, but that in itself is limiting, for we are our creator. We are created in his eternal image because we are an extension of creation. Now that we briefly covered this concept, do you know what happens when an animal is backed into a corner? It attacks. Likewise, the flight or fight switch in our bodies releases cortisol levels in our body, constantly hitting us with anxiety and adrenaline. You know what happens when there's a shortage of fuel and resources? People fight for them. The body does its job and chooses violence in order to maintain safety. That means that the body kills off part of itself to let the stronger ones survive. Sounds like our bodies are generating cells. Ironically, the truth twisted just enough so that we lost the meaning of our purpose and identity. This is what happens when a concept is so huge we get blinded by the lack of something to compare it to. This is the reason why we develop ways to measure distance, a comparative whole, from a perceived sense of self. Now, let's pay attention to language used today, how the roots of several words have been lost to time. They carry the real meaning of the concepts we have consciously understood. The term used for God denotes a being so awesome our minds cannot comprehend it. It's extremely hard to capture the concept of source with just a word, but if I could explain it in layman's terms, it would be the energy that binds all of existence together. The act, spark, fire, light, of reactions to opposing forces at all times. And if that sounds too vague, think about how when the egg is finally fertilized, there's a spark of zinc in the egg. You know that energy is required to break down amino acids and rearrange everything for fuel for organic cells which carry out basic functions. You know that we have minerals in our bodies, right? And they're electric conductors. They're what connect us right in the middle of cell division. A spark to start a series of sequences to become an exact replica of its parent, only more intelligent and newer. a spark that connects us to the spark at the beginning. The truth is that we are all little universes, merging with the rest of the billion little universes walking this plane of existence, all while constantly influencing one another, thus your very own environment. We create the same dissonance that we try so hard to fight against. We are our own limiting force, the ego. We belong as part of something much bigger than us, and our sole purpose is to live as part of something bigger. I mean, think about it. We are so busy pushing the value of our reasoning onto others, we have forgotten that there is definitely something bigger out there, and we should be united in learning all we can of the universe around us, because that is what helps us survive. The bickering we do amongst ourselves is part of our design to share information about the world we live in, to make sense of it. We are designed to share information because it helps our society thrive together. So then, what is the truth? There's such a thing as a median, an average, the mean. The truth lies in the middle of all extremes. The whole collective together holds a better picture of the truth than each just one individual, because each person carries their own story, their own perception based on the experience of their own timeline. But here's the kicker. We are suddenly overloading our brains with more information than ever with the introduction of the internet. We become clouded in our perception from a lack of comparative wholes that we lost sight. And short-sightedness. I mean, time itself is such a hard concept to grasp. It spreads. We're born of the same roots of the earth, and though it may not happen in our lifetime, our planet is quickly and speedily hurling across space into remote galaxies. We are not standing still. Our universe will always change no matter how much you wish it weren't so. But one day, our future generations will look back and see us as the great teachers, be it good or bad. We are just a lesson. We are also egotistical to forget that without us on Earth, the planet will still thrive and go on its own. So let's do ourselves a favor and reprogram our minds for our better selves together. This society forgot the importance of the healthy individual to create the healthy whole. Meditate on that. With all the love and healing vibes, your friendly cosmic wellness coach from Invictus Bellator. My name is Laura Romero. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Email, website, Insta, and Facebook are all linked in the video description box. If you wish to donate to keep this message going, the links will be provided. Also, if you like the background in the first slide, you will have a chance to win an original painting from me. All you gotta do is like, share, and subscribe to social medias through June. If there is an art piece you like, you will have the opportunity to get it on a t-shirt. But hurry! Once June is over, an art piece will never be reproduced again once it's won.